Hey guys, so I'm gonna go and do a walkthrough of how we go from our very starting data with our CWRGM mapping tags, so all the subject tags, all the way over to our full web map. So I'm gonna do a full workthrough of things. So for this particular one, I'm gonna use the Mapping Freedom, so the CWRGM crime tags. So this is the data set that I'm working with. I'm going to do a different video later on that's going to show you how I pulled those tags out in case for future reference you want to do those. So, but this is the tags that we have. So this is all of the associated tags for anything that had crime related in it. And so with this particular data set that I pulled out, it has about 156 locations attached to it. No, 182 locations attached to it. So we're going to be working with this particular data set. Now, I can't remember exactly what I pulled for those crime tags. It was just a subset of crimes, though. So in this, you can see that this is the QGIS interface. Now I have mine on dark mode. So with this one, you can see this button at the top. This one here is going to be your add data button. You can also drag and drop things. That's an option, but you have to make sure that you're dropping in the correct file. So if you're dealing with vector data, so your points, lines, and polygons, and it has a .shp extension on the end of it. Usually there's a stack of about 6. You can pull in the .shp one as well. So, but for this one, we're just going to go up to this top button here. And so this is going to pull up a dialog box here. So this is got all of the different options for what we can add in. So vector is going to be one that you probably are going to want to use for if you're dealing with census data. And then this one, the delimited tag, is for any of the files that are .csvs or tab files or anything like that. So for here, I'm going to add in this file name. I've got this one here that is the crime tags data, and I'm going to add that one in. So if there is a longitude and a latitude, then it will automatically populate those. But if there's not something that directly says longitude and latitude or X and Y, then sometimes you're going to have to go find these. So if you click on the drop-down menu here, it'll have all of the different options for any of the different headers that you have. Now with any of the setting up data file formats for this, you have to make sure that there's no duplicate headers, right? So it can only have one header attached to it. So this is the subject longitude, that's going to be your X coordinate, subject latitude is going to be your Y coordinate. And then here, sometimes this will automatically default to an invalid projection. For most data that is collected modern or is geocoded in modern and in North America, it usually is in WGS 1984. If you're dealing with data that's pre-1984, then oftentimes in North America, it'll be in NAD 1927. But basically this geometry CRS is how we locate the latitudes and longitudes on the globe. I'm not going to get into the theory attached to that. It's not super relevant for this in particular. So, but we're going to make sure that that is good, and then you should have an add button down at the bottom. You can also go through and change what if it has loaded in this data set, you can go and you can also take a look at how it's loaded these things, make sure that that's done correctly. And then you can just put add, and then it should put in this MF 2025 crime tags data. So in here, we also can add in things like vector data. So if I'm in here, I can go through and see if I have any vector data. So I'm going to add in the teams file, there's 1986, 1987, or sorry, 1860, 1870, and 1880 census data. You can also add that stuff in if you're looking to do that. So I'm going to go and I'm going to add in the 1861. And so this is this .shp file that I had mentioned before. This collection here is a single shapefile. So you need all of these files for it to be able to talk to this data set. So I'm going to add that one in, and I'm going to press open. And so it should come in with all of the options, and you can just also put add on that. And it should, in theory, draw over top of it. So I'm just going to close this out now. Oh, here, so this is telling you, so this is popped up. So this is telling you that originally it was in the US contiguous equal Albers equal area conic, and it's moving it from the NAD 1983 to WGS 1984. So this is fine. It should do this automatically. However, we are going to have to deal with this in 1 minute, and so we're going to come back to it in a second. So just be mindful that this is what's happening, that it's saying, hey, these two files are not in the same coordinate system. And we're going to say, okay, and that's fine, and we're going to add that out. All right, so these are all of the different crime tags that we have here. It's loading it in. Now, one other thing about this is that QGIS is going to load and going to draw your things bottom to top. So right now, this crime tag data is underneath the polygon data, and so this polygon data is down here. So I will have to drag and drop it above on this right hand or on this left hand side. This left hand side is telling us what is actually in our layers right now. So we have this crime tag data and we have the county data. So one last thing that I'm going to do here is I am going to add in information to, actually I'm going to do my attribute tables and check them and see what's happening with them. And then we're going to go and we're going to have another video where I add in the census data. So if I right click on this, I can open up my attribute table. And so if doing that again, right click, about midway down, there's this one that says open attribute table. Click on that, it's going to pop up with all of the data that you have. So it's going to have all the different tags, all of the who created it, who this is about, all of those sorts of things. In my county data, this should not have any additional information attached to it, right? So this one just has, yeah, this one just has what the name is and also what the join field is. So in this case, we're going to be taking a look at these two fields, GIS join, for the next video where I add in census data to this. So I'll be back here in a second and we are going to get the total population data in here so that we can take a look to see whether or not crimes in this case are related to the population. So I will be back here shortly. I'll see you back here soon.